Cancelled my GF's luxury resort stay that I paid for after she used my tickets to go with her. Hey Reddit. It all started when I booked a luxury resort stay for my girlfriend, Claire, and me for a weekend getaway. I had saved up for months to afford it, and it was supposed to be this unforgettable trip, a dream vacation we could both relax and enjoy. But little did I know, I'd be cancelling everything and watching it all fall apart in a matter of days. It was supposed to be a romantic retreat, just the two of us, away from everything. The resort was a 5-star place located on a beautiful private beach, offering world-class services. I had no doubt that this was going to be the perfect escape. I had even splurged on the VIP suite because I wanted to make her feel special. But what happened next felt like a slap in the face. For context, Claire and I had been dating for almost a year. Things were good, or so I thought. We got along, enjoyed each other's company, and I genuinely cared about her. I knew she had some close friends, but she never talked about them too much. I always thought that was normal. She had her own life and I had mine, and we balanced things out pretty well. But that's when I started noticing some strange behavior. A week before our planned trip, Claire started acting a little distant. She wasn't as responsive to my messages and seemed preoccupied with something. At first, I just thought she was busy with work, so I didn't push it. I didn't want to come across as needy or controlling. But then, something happened that made me start to question everything. She asked me if I could lend her my flight tickets to visit her sister, who was apparently in town for a few days. I agreed without thinking twice because I trusted her. Claire had always been open with me about where she was going, and I had no reason to doubt her intentions. I had 2 flight tickets for the trip, one for me and one for her, and I thought it was no big deal if she went and saw her sister while I stayed behind to get things ready for our trip. But a couple of days later, when I tried to confirm our plans for the resort, she dropped the bombshell that changed everything. She told me she wouldn't be able to make the resort trip after all. At first, I thought she was joking, but then I realized she wasn't. Claire told me that she'd already made other plans that had come up unexpectedly. She didn't give me a solid explanation at first, just vague references to work stuff and personal matters. I was devastated. I'd been looking forward to this trip for so long. I'd put so much effort into planning it down to the smallest details. I had even arranged for some surprises along the way, romantic dinners, spa treatments, and a private yacht ride. All of that was now out the window. But the worst part? She didn't even seem to care. I tried to hide my frustration, but it was clear that I was upset. That night, I called her to talk things through. I wanted to understand why she had changed her mind at the last minute, but she was oddly evasive. She kept telling me that she had a lot on her plate and that I shouldn't take it personally. At that point, I started to feel something wasn't right. I'd been so focused on the resort and making sure everything was perfect for us that I hadn't taken a closer look at her actions. That's when it hit me, the tickets. I had given her the tickets for the flight, and she hadn't even thanked me for them. She had simply taken them, and now, here she was telling me she wasn't coming to the resort. My gut instinct told me something was off, so I decided to do some digging. I asked her directly if she was still planning on using the tickets for her trip. Her answer left me speechless. She admitted that she had already used my tickets, but not to visit her sister. Instead, she'd gone to the resort with her friends. I felt the ground beneath me shift. My heart dropped to my stomach. My mind couldn't process what she was saying. I had spent months planning this vacation, using my hard-earned money, and now I was hearing that she had used my flight tickets to go with someone else. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. Betrayed. Angry. My thoughts were racing, and all I could think about was how she had taken advantage of my trust. She had lied to me, not once but multiple times, and now she was admitting to it as if it were nothing. I tried to hold it together, but I couldn't. The conversation quickly spiraled. I asked her why she hadn't told me about her plans. She couldn't even give me a clear answer. It was like she was trying to downplay everything, as if it didn't matter. She kept saying that she didn't see the harm in it, that it was just a weekend getaway with some of her closest friends. But I wasn't hearing it. This wasn't just about the trip, it was about the betrayal. It was about the complete lack of respect for the effort and love I had put into this relationship. I couldn't believe that she thought this was okay. I told her, point blank, that I was canceling the resort booking. I wasn't going to let her enjoy the vacation that I paid for while I was sitting at home, feeling like a fool. No way. Claire didn't take this well. She begged me to reconsider, saying it was just a small misunderstanding and that I was overreacting. She tried to justify her actions, but it was clear to me that she didn't understand the gravity of what she had done. In the end, it didn't matter. I had made up my mind. I called the resort the next morning and canceled our reservation. The cancellation came with a penalty, but I didn't care. I was done. I sent Claire a message telling her that I wasn't going to wait around for someone who couldn't appreciate my efforts. That was the hardest part, telling her that I wasn't going to just forgive and forget. It hurt, but I couldn't let her walk all over me like that. She tried to reach out several times after that, but I didn't respond. I needed space. I needed to process everything, to figure out what had happened to the relationship I thought I had. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that maybe I had been blind. Maybe the signs were always there, but I was too caught up in what I wanted to believe. As for Claire, she never fully apologized. She never seemed to understand why what she did was wrong. She continued to blame everything on bad timing and miscommunication. But I knew better. I knew that this wasn't just about a resort stay. It was about trust, respect, and boundaries, and she had crossed every single one. In the end, I learned a hard lesson. Sometimes, the people we trust the most can let us down in the most unexpected ways. And sometimes, the best thing you can do is walk away, even when it hurts. I haven't heard from her in weeks, and to be honest, I'm not sure I ever want to. As for me, I'm focusing on moving forward. I'm trying to learn from this experience and not let it define me, but it's not easy. It's going to take time to heal from this betrayal, but I know I'll come out stronger in the end. I hope Claire finds whatever it is she's looking for, but I know now that it's not with me. And maybe, just maybe, I'll find someone who actually values the effort I put into making things work. Update: I've been getting a lot of messages asking about what happened after the fallout. To be honest, I didn't expect to get this much attention, but I appreciate all the support. After I canceled the reservation, things with Claire pretty much ended. She tried calling a few times, but I ignored her. Eventually, she stopped reaching out altogether, and I haven't heard from her since. I'm not sure if she's upset or relieved, but at this point, it doesn't matter. I've been spending more time with my friends and focusing on myself. The whole situation really shook me, but I'm starting to realize that sometimes, we go through these things to learn more about who we are and what we deserve. As for the resort, I got a partial refund after fighting with them for a while, which helped ease the financial sting a bit. But the emotional part of this is still something I'm working through. Anyway, I'm doing okay. Thanks again for all the messages. It means a lot to me to know that I'm not alone in this.